After saving a homeless man from certain death, 10-year-old Michael discovers that he has aided an uncommon individual. Because of his mother's pregnancy and the state of the current house, Michael's family is set to move into a new one. Michael is teased by his peers because he is envious of the baby. When Michael visits the dilapidated barn after school, he hears a terrifying male voice. When he phones his mother, he finds out that she gave birth to a premature baby who needed to be kept in a special incubator. Although Michael's father prevents him from going inside the barn, he keeps exploring and runs upon Mina, their lone neighbor. He finds the infant alone with a filthy man dressed in rags inside the barn. The infant's condition worsens, and medical professionals monitor her in the hospital. Licky, Michael's friend, tells him about the homeless man and extends an invitation to a sporting event. When he discovers a swarm of insects in his desk, Mina stops him and shows him her paintings of birds. Once more, Michael goes to see the homeless man who is in the barn eating slugs and insects. He tells him to forget about him while offering to help. Michael encounters Grace, an elderly woman who inspires him to keep going and is full of enthusiasm. He orders dishes 27 and 53 from his barn for a homeless man, who appreciates it. Grace pushes Michael to keep going on his mission even though he is reluctant to assist others. Michael is taken aback by Grace's concern for his sister's welfare when the family gets back home. During a PE class, he does a 6-foot jump, but no one seems to notice. The man, who used to go through the previous owner's trash, acknowledges that people frequently ignore him or assume he's made up. Michael's parents are at odds, and the infant needs to be taken back to the hospital immediately. Fearing about her baby, the mother accuses the father of having brought them to a home without central heating. The homeless man's reflection vanishes upon hearing the infant's screams, and the grown-ups take the baby to the hospital. When Michael gets upset, he kicks several bushes in the yard, which makes the wind and earthquake in the barn rise. The destitute man looks on helplessly as his sister is put back into the incubator. When Mina visits little Michael, she takes him to see an abandoned tower in the woods. As the kids take a seat by the river, Mina counsels Michael to express his feelings. Michael encourages Mina to mimic the sound of songbirds out of sympathy. Michael's father gets agitated, and his parents are getting more and more irritated. Michael chooses to pay a visit to a man who is homeless and appears to be dead. He informs the man of his sister's illness and the dismal prognosis given by the physicians. Michael is sick of seeing depressed people around him and doing nothing, but the homeless man responds indifferently. The homeless man promises snidely to invite the entire town to the barn when he plans to bring help to him. Mina is shown to the man by Michael as he brings her to the barn. Michael exposes her to the process of human ossification despite the homeless man's hostile behavior against him. Michael meets Grace at the hospital, where she delivers the homeless guy fish oil tablets. The girl's heart isn't working right, and the doctors are doing everything they can to help, but the girl needs a complex procedure. Michael's mother informs the family. Michael sneaks inside the old barn to save the homeless guy after his distraught father sets it on fire. After bringing him to a tower in the woods, the kids discover that the homeless guy is as old as the ground. When they examine Skellig's wings, they don't see any resemblance to those of insects, birds, or angels. Peeking into his yard, Michael's peers tease him and Mina. When the kids return covertly to the tower in the middle of the night, Skellig continues to eat mice by himself. As he leaves, Michael observes that his burned arm has healed. Michael, the protagonist of the tale, is a little kid who goes back to his family to paint a portrait of Skellig, a mystical creature that is incapable of flying. To assist Skellig regain strength and be able to fly once more, his father Licky gives him packages of food and medication. After the kids bring Skellig to the water, he cleans his wings and the kids get a little warmth from the sun. When Michael gets back to school, his sister's illness gets worse, so he begs Skellig to fix her. But the mystical being pushes him away, refusing. Michael acknowledges to Mina that he had not before desired his sister and holds himself responsible for her premature birth. When Michael requests to go to the hospital for surgery, his father says no. Following a confrontation, Michael chooses to win back Skellig's trust. Licky pursues him as he dashes inside the tall tower and accuses him of not going to competitions. As the kids start fighting, Michael tries to alert Skellig to the situation. Skellig tries to convince Michael that he can fly at the base of the tower, and the two of them take off and fly over the surrounding countryside. After Michael's sister's surgery, Skellig enters the hospital covertly and holds her in his arms. The baby's vital signs return to normal, and the mother shares with the family the details of an unusual dream she had in which she saw a filthy guy flying. Michael proposes that Grace be the name of their future child. The children treat Skellig to a picnic by the cliff, and Michael's life resumes its usual routine. He bids the kids bye and departs, thanking him for reviving his faith.